Welcome to the Immaterial Gamers podcast. Okay, why does it look like you've got an elephant's arse on the back of your fireplace there, Dee?
Wait, what?
I mean, I can see you've got your anime thing in the middle. I can see you've got a couple of like photo frames there, but on the right corner of your fireplace, it looks like a wrinkly elephant arse.
Oh, give me a sec.
Oh no, don't worry about it. It looks like a wig.
Yeah, it is a wig.
Oh, it is. Sorry, that's. Well, I feel like a dick now.
It's a bob.
You know what? That actually makes more sense now. Actually, you know what? If we have a look at the focus, yeah, it is. I look stupid.
It's just not on the
But
mannequin.
I can see where you're coming from because the way the sun is on the thing.
Yeah, I thought it was sunlight. I didn't realize it was a mannequin
head.
Yeah. What does everybody want? I wouldn't say it, especially not in the first 3 minutes of the podcast.
Better things than what this is.
That's the thing as well. We'll try not to swear in the first 3 minutes of a podcast because apparently YouTube doesn't like it. 4 minutes and onwards.
I want better cheese twirlies.
You want better cheese twirlies?
Or Twizzlers, whatever they're called.
Has anyone had the new turkey Twizzlers yet?
No.
Nope. Didn't know there was new ones. Didn't know they brought them back.
Oh, they brought them back. Jamie Oliver's rolling in his bed. He's not dead, yeah. Apparently, instead of like being 30% turkey and 800% salt,
so the way round,
which makes up the 100% of a turkey Twizzler.
So the way round.
Oh no, they managed to get to 70% turkey.
Oh wow.
30% horse.
I have no reason why you have an issue with horse.
Well, Martin was saying this as well. It's like we had it for years anyway. It's the recipe change.
Other countries eat it. And yet you'll happily go to Iceland and try fucking crocodile.
Well, yeah. Or kangaroo testicle or whatever when they did their celebrity partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but you won't eat goddamn horse? You eat dog and cat every time you get a fucking kebab.
Yeah, I remember watching that episode of Bottom as well. This is the Immaterial Gamers podcast, episode 111.
The T episode.
Yeah, this is still a binary episode. Though that being said, I don't know if I'll be able to pull off what I did last week. Don't know if you saw what I messaged, but I mentioned that episode 110 of the podcast is on YouTube, and its current length is 1 hour, 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you putting that in.
So yeah, that was not intentional in any way. None of the timings that are on there are intentional. They're the length of time that we feel that they should be on there for. But we've had good ones like 47. I think an episode of the Fantasy League is at 12 minutes 34 seconds. You know, everything sort of aligns. Like I say, not intentional. They just happen. We just zone in like that. Anyway, it's D, it's Ryan, and it's Turkey Twizzler Cheese Twirl Steph.
What do you mean turkey Twizzler? It's a cheese Twizzler.
I meant to say that. Cheesy twist, cheese twist. Let's do the twist. No?
No.
I won't say the brand they are,
fun.
because that'd probably be the reason they're terrible.
Well. How's the week been?
I'm back in work.
Well,
what else do you want from me?
Yeah, you're finally there. Finally there. So I mean, this like I say, the podcast comes out on Tuesday. Yes.
We'll not be in work.
Yeah, so either be in work or we'll be limited to our 6 people.
I think lockdown's happening again. I was watching the news this morning about that. I think it's just going to be lockdown here.
Yeah, so it
has to happen at this point.
Yeah, so if lockdown was announced yesterday, Monday, then yeah, we're all here in our isolation bubbles again. If
Mm.
not,
to be honest, I may still be able to go to work for what I'm doing currently at the minute.
oh yeah, there'll be ways. It'll be a lockdown for all but work and school.
Mm.
You'll be
Why?
guided by your military escort to your place of work or education, and then you'll be escorted back.
Okay.
Why hasn't over like 60 odd schools in Manchester been closed because of COVID again?
65.
I knew the exact number. I just wanted to say 60 odd.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, 65 is an odd number, so it was 60 odd.
True.
I don't know.
See, again, we don't
Don't mess around with numbers.
Yeah, we don't. They just happen.
What was it? Oh, jeez. I had a thought and then I lost it. Yeah, I kind of haven't been paying attention to the news kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I mean, at the original lockdown, I don't know why we all did it. It was almost like it was some, I don't know, maybe we wanted to keep up with what was going on. Maybe it was,
Mm.
for some people, morbid curiosity. You know, sometimes it was they took everything else off the TV, so that was the only thing you had to watch.
Yeah, it's basically
That's why I don't watch TV. I watch everything online.
yeah, same.
Netflix,
Oh,
Amazon.
yeah, new hair this week.
Yes, no longer is it the turquoise green hairdo.
It's now red and purple and pink.
Yeah.
It was meant to be purple, and it's how it turned out.
Did you intend to match it with the shirt?
No, that's just a bonus.
Okay then, cool.
And I can't really show you most of the shirt then if you don't want to finger.
I saw some of it. You adjusted it before, but
Yeah.
it's just so it is. It's like my shirt, which is 2017 for an event that doesn't.
Does it, boss? Probably.
Okay, yeah, it does, it was.
You'll never get my shirt.
Which is going to be an interesting one. Oh, we'll never get Steph's shirt. I see it. I see it. Yep, I see it.
I'm just looking at my monitor. I'm like, could they get my shirt? And then I just saw it, and I'm like, yeah, they'll definitely get mine.
Yep,
I'm still trying to work it out.
it's right there in the middle. It's just the middle bottom. It's just right near Steph's mic. Yeah, there. You see there? There it is.
That's a Rooster Teeth logo.
It is indeed. Yeah.
Oh, so it's Rooster Teeth if I lift it up.
Ah, yeah. There we go. Even better. All right. So.
I think I wear like almost every podcast is a Rooster Teeth shirt from me.
Well, I used to start this by looking at wearing WWE shirts, but there is absolutely no way I get clearance for that.
Mm.
So off they go.
I'm super.
Yeah, Sue.
Mm.
Also been having fun with these wake up teasers since I started last week.
Okay.
Today's one was a little cheeky. For people who aren't on my Facebook.
Okay.
The Sunday's one, as we're recording.
I've not seen today's.
You not saw today's, so
Nope.
it's today's one is Africa blank wolf spelt WOLFF. And there's the confusion. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll let that sink in with you as well. We move on to what's been played, and then if some of you, if one of you just goes and has an epiphany, then you can just say the answer at the first break of sound.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll move on to what's been played, and we'll start with D.
Oh, we've been playing a lot of LoL and a bit of Warframe, but I've also been playing Don't Feed the Monkeys.
Yes, you've been telling me about this one, and we've not explained this on the channel before. I don't believe so. Go ahead. What is Don't Feed the Monkeys?
You get given an app thing, and you watch people in their homes or whatever, or work or wherever they are.
Yeah.
On a
Gogglebox.
Yeah, a little bit.
In a sense, except that the people on Gogglebox know they're being filmed.
Yeah, these guys don't. And every day you have to pay. sort of Ponzi scheme thing where you've got to get a certain amount of cameras in a week, but you also have to pay your rent and food and da 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 da. So you gain money and you got to figure out if it's going towards rent, food, or buying more cameras. And you have like a target per week that you got to figure out.
Yeah, the ultimate voyeur simulator.
Whilst you're observing your monkeys, quote unquote.
If you like, I can make this game no longer a game and make it real life. I just need about an hour in someone's house and some cameras.
Yeah, well,
Legal ramifications aside.
I won't put any cameras in the toilet.
Oh, good! You've watched that TV show that we end up watching on Channel 5. It's like Rich House, Poor House. Someone from the lower 10% ends up swapping their house and budget for a week with someone in the top 10%, and they put a camera in the only place where privacy is guaranteed. That's right, the toilet.
Yeah, that's just wrong on so many levels.
Yeah. Oh, what was it? But yeah, you basically observe them and do stuff. You get emails through for different ones. It goes like camera 3, and it's randomly generated each time. To an extent, like there's going to be different things, but each time I play through, there's different people. It's not exactly the same camera setup each time, so you don't know exactly which monkeys you're going to get at the time.
But I'm assuming you're going to be able to like solve each, because they call them cages, don't they? It's like each camera is a cage, and everything that's in it is a monkey.
Yeah, it's some cases are easier than others. Like the old man, I've figured out how to do that one quite easily. The plant, I figured out really easily.
Yeah.
The paparazzi takes me a bit of time. The one I haven't figured out is the guy in the tank top. He dies at day 3.
So there's a guy in a tank top that dies after 3 days.
3-4 days if he's on camera. He's trying to promote a residential area or something.
Right. Okay.
And you get a news article saying so-and-so has died. Case closed.
Because it is the thing on this as well, because like the whole thing about it being do not feed the monkeys is you're told
to observe
and never to interfere. Though there are, from what I remember on this, there are situations where you can interfere, and it's up to you and the story to determine whether you should interfere.
It's like I want to get the guy out of the elevator at some point. There's a guy stuck in an elevator.
Leave him there.
He dies eventually.
Well, stuck in an elevator, I'd assume he would die.
Why?
Especially if you just sat there watching him on a camera while he's like,
no, it's basically he's built a mop. He's a janitor and he turned his mop into like a Wilson kind of deal. And he sits there talking to the Wilson.
Right. Okay. Now, question aside, why does this elevator not have an alarm?
Don't know, but it's a corporation building. You ask.
Well, let me put it this way. You know the elevators I've been using for work this week that I said wasn't working on the first day I was there?
Oh, yeah.
They had no alarms or anything like that when I started using them.
You had Big Bang Theory elevators.
They was not set up properly when we started using them.
But no, the guy's in a corporation building. I know that much. Because he's a janitor, and it's the question that you get for the bonus money for him for observing the monkey is what building is it? Which company is he working for, and what building is he in?
I have a question. If he's a janitor, can't he fix the lift himself?
He's stuck there.
He's not janitor out of Scrubs.
The janitor out of Scrub only fixes things because pennies are stuck in it.
Knife wrench.
For kids.
Oh!
Dear.
I'm fine.
But yeah, how have you got to any endings yet?
Other
than the being kicked out or starving endings.
Now if you get to day 4, week 4, so it's a month. You observe the monkeys, and you get to the end of the scheme because you get 25 cameras at the end.
Yeah.
I got that ending, but I don't know how to get the other 2 endings. There's 3 endings in total, it tells you. So it's 1 out of 3. and you end
Wow.
up at a zoo, looking at a monkey that's crying, an actual monkey.
In an actual cage.
Yeah,
Is the cage called Nicholas?
don't know, but I don't know if the little hand says it's time to rock and roll. But yeah, it's just a monkey crying, and it goes, "You've got the zoo ending,"
The
you end up-
zoo ending.
basically.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, there's the ways to earn money is you go out to work, or basically you observe the monkeys and try and work out the puzzles.
Mm.
But the puzzles are timed, so you got like 5 days to crack the puzzle. To observe the routine of each monkey and what they are, like the old lady. I thought, oh, well, that's an old lady, and then you turn out she's pure evil.
Oh, always.
Little old
Ladies
lady
are
that's
always
meant to be.
pure evil.
She's meant to be a little old lady that's a philanthropist who hoards gold in in a giant vault and talks to the money as if it's alive. She's attached to physical objects and money and stuff.
Wow.
Why have you took your glasses off?
Because I had flashbacks about the last old lady.
Okay.
You want to get that like pixelated thing because you can't see without your glasses, can't you?
Yeah. One sec.
Oh wait, if we're going back into full lockdown, does that mean the gym's getting closed again?
Who knows?
We're not officially going back into lockdown right now. The gym will be like how you said. The gym was limited to 70 people, I believe you said.
Yeah, it's up to.
It'll be limited to 6 people in that one room.
No, it's just basically.
Well, it's 6 people from one group in that room, or from one household. That's supposed to be the thing they're trying to determine what constitutes a household or a support bubble, which is one house plus one person.
But it's like there's. When I was watching the news of that, and they were talking about, and they were asking people with families, and they go, everyone we know, it's 2 adults, 2 children.
Yeah.
But they're not counting children in some of the counts depending on what you're doing.
That has changed as of like Saturday night, Sunday morning, in terms of this rule of 6, which, like I say, just sounds like a bad charmed. Sounds like a bad Charmed episode.
Yeah.
The rebooted Charmed sisters and the old Charmed sisters end up in the same universe, and shit goes down. That won't ever happen, but
that'd be a lot of peas.
Yeah. But apparently, children are going to be part of this rule of 6, so they will count in this.
But then what BBC put on YouTube this morning says they're not, and they put it on this morning.
Sky said that it was misinformation.
But like I said, it depends on what you want them for. That's what I'm saying. It depends. They're counting kids as the 6, depending on situation type thing. Where it seems to be like the kids aren't counted if it's this situation, but kids are counted if it's this situation.
It's basically like the school classroom and stuff. Probably.
Yeah.
Which they're blaming all young people anyway. If you're in school, they're not blaming you. They're blaming everyone who's slightly older than you. To about 30, 25 to 30, they're blaming you.
Typical.
I'd like to point out, in lockdown, I've gone out, a minimum of maybe 2-3 times. Like, out.
Yeah.
And even after lockdown, I think I've been out once or twice.
Yep. Anyone watching the vidcast, by the way, if all the voices just disappeared, there was a little bit of Discordy issues. And everything should be back now. If Steph says the number 1.
What?
There we go. No,
do I have to say the number 1?
No, you can say the number 1 if you want.
Number 2.
TWO.
Yeah. Anyway, no, it was just because the voice and the thing just went out of sync slightly, but it works back together and it's all fine. So
that might just be for you. That Fred might not have picked that up.
So yeah, I've been playing Don't Feed the Monkeys and I've been trying to play Sim 2, but it's
Yeah, on your
hard on
own, you mental case.
You can do it. It's just not going to hit the target.
No,
Any target.
no, yeah, at all. Any target.
Well,
In
you'll
fact,
hit the complete level target eventually if
Oh.
you're good enough. It takes a lot of freaking time.
Yeah, well, it needs 4 people all walking around with a hand like this.
Basically, I've already worked out. You need someone unlocking the next room, well, the rooms. Someone dealing with Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, and making sure he's hemo and.
I've not dealt with Bob since he walked away from me that time.
Okay. Someone needs to be dealing with Bob with his blood and his stopping him bleeding.
Mm.
And yeah.
And then someone needs to walk around and not pop his arms off.
That's his job.
Well, it depends if you need to pop his arm off
That's
to
his
get a
job.
transplant.
I'm hoping I'm in the right place. That's his job. That's his job right there. His job right there.
No.
That's no one on my side.
I don't know how you're capturing this. I don't know if Craig's going to be in it.
So
'cause
Dee's on the
mine,
top left,
Craig's
I'm on
here.
the top right. Craig isn't here.
Oh, okay. So I thought you were getting Craig in it again. So Craig's there for me.
Ah, right.
So
Okay.
I'm
Craig's
trying
on
to
the
say
other
that
side for me. Craig's like there.
For
No,
me, you're pointing at me.
He's not here. I don't have to replace his video element with odd gifs of our faces.
But yeah, on mine I've got me in the top left, you in the top right, and Steph in the bottom. Craig in the other corner, underneath you.
That's not to say there isn't going to be a fun little quiz today, but it's just not going to be to do with gifts.
You say fun.
It's fun to me.
I was about to say out of the ones we've done, I think I've had fun out of 2 of them so far, and I think we've only done 2.
Unrelated, does anyone have a copy of Street Fighter the movie on DVD?
No.
Wow, that was almost too easy for you to say that. No, it's just because Duncan and Steph never. Oh no, was it you and Steph? No, it was Duncan.
It was me and Dunk.
Yeah, Duncan and Steph had said that they never watched Street Fighter the movie before.
No, it was me and Darius.
Oh, it was you and Darius, yeah, not Duncan.
Don't think I have either.
Well, we'll have to sort that out at some point, and I have an idea for it.
Street Fighter Blu-ray.
Yeah, oh no, not.
Well, I'm not getting Blu-ray. You can go that way. What is it? Just for buying it on Amazon Prime.
$5.95, I think it was for Street Fighter the movie DVD.
Well,
I tried to have a look in CEX, and this says something about the quality of Street Fighter movies. That they only had a Steelbook limited edition of Street Fighter the movie for £12, but you could get Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li for £2 on Blu-ray.
Okay, which Street Fighter is it?
Street Fighter the movie, the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme on the front cover.
Okay, I think I've got it. It's about $4.50 on Amazon Prime. Well, Prime Video.
Okay, and can that be shared over Discord?
I'm assuming I could probably share my screen.
Yeah, there's an idea.
There's also Street Fighter Assassin's Fist.
The apparently serviceable web series that became TV series based on Street Fighter.
There's another one called The Street Fighter Get Ready to Fight, but that's not part of the title. It's just called Street Fighter, which is it's £2. This is from 2016.
No,
I'm assuming the one from 1994 is the one.
94, yeah, because it was Raul Julia's last film. He played what's the father of the Addams family called?
Oh, is this the other one you were telling me about? Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Thank you, Don. Gomez Addams.
About Gomez.
But he played M. Bison in the film, but he was.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just speaking to Don. She was wanting to know if I got a prize. Oh, she got a prize.
She gets a cookie.
I was gonna say
a cookie.
See, I remember Morticia and Wensley.
Sugar-free cookie. Sugar-free.
I always remember. I get the Morticia bit, and I get Wensley, and then sometimes Pugsley. It's a 50-50 kind of deal. And then Gomez is sort of just goes into a black
Where's,
hole
what's
thing.
the baby called?
Pubert.
Ah,
What was it?
that's probably the weirdest name out of all of them.
You got Thing.
Well, Ryan's more like Cousin It. Cousin It with a haircut.
Anyway, Steph, what have you been playing?
Nothing new. Well, I say nothing new. I've actually been playing something that I've played before.
Mhm.
I've never mentioned because it's more like love story type stuff. It's like a story.
A visual novel, by any chance?
Yeah, on your phone.
Okay.
And it's the app's called Choices.
Oh no! What on earth possessed you to play Choices?
I've played it before. I got to I'm playing the book of the I think it's what was it called? It's like you're a high school kid. The only thing I wish in these books is that you could pick if you were male or female at the beginning. No, you just have to be whatever the book
fixed
wants you to be.
character.
Which most of them is female.
Yeah. Target audience.
But I'd assume so, seeing that I'm literally playing one chapter literally like a day at this point. I can play
God, you have fell into the Choices vibe.
No,
I'm like literally playing it.
It can be a lot worse, right? Because you get every 2 hours or every 4 hours, you get a new key to play another chapter.
They time gate it.
Yes.
Well, I take it you've been playing it on the way to.
No, not really.
that would not work
not
with
maybe-
physical media. You right? Imagine you're sat there with fucking a Game of Thrones. So you got
It's
the
to get
first
you
book
to
of the
buy. It's to get you to buy the keys.
Yeah.
It's how it makes more money in it.
So yeah,
Basically, every content in it is free, but you can only play 2 chapters every 2 to 4 hours. It's either 2 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And if I space it out, so it's like every 24 hours I end up playing a chapter, or sometimes longer because there'll be days where I don't play it and then I'll play it for a bit. So I can be on the same chapter for like 2 days sometimes because I'll just do like 1 or 2 things and then I'll just get off it again.
Yeah. But like I say, that you wouldn't get away with that in physical media these days. If someone passes you a Game of Thrones, you read the first 2 chapters of that, and then suddenly someone snatches the book out of your hand.
Key!
Yeah, puts a padlock on the book and then says, "No, you can get the key for that in 4 hours."
No, what you don't know is the book just snaps shut, and then on the front cover just becomes the logo for your contactless payment.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you that.
I was going to say the thing from like Doctor Strange, where the book kind of gets like a little chains and padlock goes around it.
It'd be like where he's
Print
hiding
out
the
a
time
receipt
stone.
as well for you at the top.
Oh man.
But yeah,
So like, what other stories are there? I mean, what's
right
keeping you
now,
going on this?
I'm playing one story in it, and when I first started playing the game, I was playing it a few years ago, and I kind of dropped off it quite thingy, where I just never played for like months on end.
You dropped it like a bad book.
Yeah, and when I came back to it, I really liked that book. To be honest, I liked it, and it was more the fact. I think I might have finished it because all the other books that are in it, I don't know any other book in it, but I'm playing the Freshman, I believe it's called.
Right. Okay.
And when I first found the app, that was the big book that was on it. And there's the Freshman, like first year or first quarter or whatever it is. So it's like 3 books for every year.
Season. It normally falls into in a lot of.
It tends to do it by quota. So it's like the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and then you got
summer
the
edition.
second year, third year, blah blah blah. Right now, I've done the first year, completed the first year.
Okay.
So I've done technically 3 books. I am on the 4th.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And how good is the content of the The books and the narrative,
I
considering that it's
don't
called
mind them.
choices, so effectively it's choose your own adventure in a
Yeah,
sense.
in a lot of it, in most of the stories in the whole thing, it's basically choose who you fall in love with.
Right.
And
Okay.
how you respond to their things just balance out your relationships and to how friendships also work. Because you can, in the first few books, there's someone called Becky or Bianca, it's one of them, who's a
Oh, yeah.
really like snobby rich woman who thinks you're blah 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 and you're not good enough for anyone, and she wants to be like the one who goes out with all the jocks and all the rich people on campus.
Oh,
Okay.
And
as you do.
you end up being friends with someone called Steve, who ends up being one of the first years, what do you call it, star quarterbacks technically.
Right.
And then you end up with someone else. You meet someone else called James, who's a rich family. I don't know what business they do because I've never really looked that much into that game. There is times where I
Organized crime.
no, they're not. I know that much. There is
Okay.
times where I'll just sit there and just keep pressing it until I get a choice. So it's like, yeah, I'm a bit bored of the story between these two people. Can
Yeah,
I get a choice now?
Yeah, here's James. I don't give a shit about his backstory and what he's doing.
I
Oh
don't
no,
know what.
he's asked me
But
what I should
James
do.
is a up and coming writer who seems to be doing quite well.
Well, at least he could have wrote better stuff for the book.
To be honest, you're writing your own book as you go along
Oh God.
because in the first book you end up working for a teacher that's a writer, and he writes everything from experience. But what he gets to do is get anyone who works for him or something like that, gets them to like take notes and everything else of their life.
Right.
So then he
So
uses
like
their life to make a book.
So he's basically a biographer.
Yeah, not in a way, because he did it to his daughter. It's a bit of a spoiler. He did it to his own daughter, but didn't really change the names in the book that much. So everyone knew who it was. Like this, the whole like background for her came out. All the stuff that was happening with her came out, and she stopped speaking to her dad for years. You end up getting them back together in the books. Well,
sweet.
But you find out in I think it's book 2. You find out, or book 3. You find out he's got cancer. I believe it's book 2.
All right, gut punch.
And the only reason you're there at that college though is because you're working for him. Basically, your parents at the beginning of it, your parents are paying for it, and it turns out your dad loses his job, so they can't continue paying.
Mm-hmm.
So they tell you have to come home. So you go to see the the finance team for the college or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like the
And
accountants.
yeah, so they tell you about, okay, the only way you're going to be able to do it is either you get a scholarship to stay, or you can work for a professor. But there's only one opening, and that's the guy who writes books and all the rest of it. And not his last, basically, you become his assistant in a term. In the way the book says it, you become his assistant. But the better thing is, you don't go out and get him coffee or nothing. All he wants you to do is once a week come back to his office with what's gone in your life.
Right.
By the way, the whole book is full of drama and everything else. And by the end of it, because he ends up dying before the book's finished, his daughter, who that's now friends with you and is now talking to her dad before he died, turns around and goes, I don't want her to lose out on school. So what I'm going to do is she has to finish my father's book.
Okay. So she becomes his ghostwriter.
Yeah. So with that, you basically write the rest of the book and you do everything else, but James will help you with the book throughout the story.
Okay.
So because James is a writer who does in one of the books you end up doing a play, which James writes, and it does get James a career with a publisher because of how well it goes. So James helps you with like punching, spelling, punctuation, and other stuff down them type of lines, I assume, and probably things like certain
metronomes and whatnot that you need.
Yeah, I'm assuming he like don't put this there, put it a bit here, or put this bit here. It'll still make sense for the whole story, but we're twisting it around a little bit with that. And if I remember correctly, because the book I'm on currently is 4. I believe it ended on number 5 when I first played it, and I got to the end of number 5. If I remember correctly, it's the first season or the first quarter of your year 2, and you're writing another book under her father's name,
Right.
continuing. Basically, from what I can understand, because when I finished the book, it said the next one will be coming out, blah blah blah, and I just never went back. I'm hoping they've completed the whole 4-year book thing, because that's how long they're meant to be there for. And from what I know, you end up writing because you turn out, depending on how you've done your story. My character turned out that she's really enjoyed the writing aspect, and even James has gone like, you improve so much in your writing. Instead of like in the first draft you send him for like the first paragraph, it comes back with like loads of marks and everything in it. And after a bit, it just comes out with like little head notes just on the side. And he goes, you become so much better at writing, blah, blah, blah. And my character, I put it as my character really enjoyed it. So she's going to actually continue it. I also put it as she was basically a nerd in school before she went to high school. Or college, as we would put it as.
Right.
But there's quite a lot that happens in it. There's from what I know, there is definitely three people within the first 3 books that you can fall in love with. You got James, Steve, and a girl called Crystal or something. It starts with K.
Right.
This is much. It shows how much attention I paid to the names as much.
You don't care about Crystal. Okay. Got it.
You say that, yet she's the one who my character's going out with.
Oh yeah, honey, shall we go out for dinner? Yeah, sure, whatever your name is.
Hey, just call her honey.
Yes, darling. Do you even know my name? Yes. What is it?
Sweeter.
Well, sweetie, what you have to understand is that I live a life where I know many people's names.
James and Steve and Kyle and everyone else we meet.
Yeah, and what about mine? Catherine?
I know it starts with a K. Don't tell me it starts with a K. It's Caitlin, Callie.
Yeah, Caitlin.
But
Catherine.
in every book, you can change the story slightly.
Right.
So you towards the final first year, you can end up dumping. Well, in mine, I could dump my girlfriend in it. Seeing that we were lesbians.
Harsh.
And you do meet someone else called Zach by the end of the last book. Well, one of the last first year books, who is someone I also believe you can have a love interest in. You then have other. They call it a suit. Or stoot. I don't even know what they put it as. It's like an apartment, college apartment type thing.
Suite.
No.
Studio.
It's something down that line where
studio apartments, like an open plan.
No, it's more
one floor place.
They have like one floor, but they share the bathroom.
Like dorm.
Yeah, it's like a dorm type thing, but they don't call it a dorm. They call it like a stoot or something like that.
Oh, right, okay.
And there's you. What the one love interest? The 2 love interests you can have: the girl and the footballer. There's another 2, which is basically an art student and basically a nerd, because I don't know what other class he does, because I know he plays D&D in that, and he basically even states himself, I'm basically nerder. And the other and a gay guy. They're the people you live with.
Right.
So there's 6 of you in total, and the artist and the nerd get together because you basically make that happen. Well, you can make that happen, or you cannot make that happen, I assume.
Mm.
I made it happen. I've made it happen twice, I believe, now. The gay guy can get together with the guy in the coffee shop. I think his name's like Brian or something.
Okay.
And the other 2, from what I understand, if you don't fall in love with one of them and start going out with one of them, the other one basically sits there and doesn't really do much. Because I end up going out with the girl in it, and the only time you ever see her in it is basically where you're always kissing, blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of drama every now and then between you and her. But the guy doesn't seem to have... I'm assuming it would happen to the same thing to the woman. Don't seem to have much else to do. So the game kind of throws it as, oh, it's football. The football season's now over. So we're now going to, for the next challenge at him is going to be, let's try becoming an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wanted to become like a really good actor while the football season won. But it turns out you were better than him, and so was your girlfriend.
Oh, what a shocker.
Who gets the part that he was after.
Surprise.
And then he runs for student council like president and wins it. Or can win it, I assume. I'm assuming he can lose it. And it's like you just throw this one character under the bus basically, and it's like their whole story is all the way all over the place while yours is going. Does nice little twirls, and they're like off here and off there.
Oh, how nice it would be to have the life where you're not affected that much while everyone else's lives spiral in and out of control. Oh, it sounds like that game that D played that was a trivia one day.
But as in the final book for the season, it's really weird because it's like everyone apologizes to you.
Oh, well, that's
like
classic I'm wrapping this up business.
Yeah, all the drama that was going on throughout the whole thing and everything else. It's like, I apologize. I don't know if there's any way you can forgive me, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to put in it like, oh, I always forgive you. I knew this would always come. You'd always come back to me type of shit. Or I'm not sure where we go from here. I think we should take it slow.
Yeah.
But they're basically your options. You don't have, I can't keep doing this anymore. I want to be friends, but that's all I want. You can't like step out of the relationship there and it's like, no, I can't do this anymore. No, you can't do that. But,
dear.
Yeah, but overall, I'm enjoying it to an
Okay.
extent. Apart from the fact some choices are locked for you because you have to have gems to get them.
Oh my god, it's a choose your own adventure game where you can't even choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Or you can pay a monthly subscription and you get unlimited keys and I think 200 gems a month.
Hard pass. That might just be me.
You can earn gems for free.
Ads?
One way is every chapter you complete is 2 gems.
Oh god, okay.
Depending on the choice that's in it, they tend to lead between 5 and 35 gems, depending on how big the choice is.
Wow.
And once you claim your gems at the end of each chapter, you can get a bonus 2 gems for watching an advert. Which sometimes half the time I tend to find doesn't work. It'll just come up saying you can't find an advert. And it's like, if you can't find an advert, at least give me the goddamn gems. I clicked I'll watch an advert. Could at least give me the gems for it.
Yeah, they don't do that. It's a load of shit. Right, so okay, so cool. So we've been controlling people's lives by watching them, and we've been controlling people's destinies by choosing their adventures for them.
Mm-hmm.
So how have you been controlling someone, Ryan?
I've been controlling a family of heroic warriors to stop corruption from taking over the last remnants of their world.
Woo!
I finally got the Microsoft Store working and the Xbox stuff working again. So now I can talk about one of the 2 games that I was going to talk about, and that one is Children of Morta. Motra. It is a roguelike game.
Okay.
For the benefit of people listening to the podcast, I'm pointing at myself. Target audience. Roguelite experience on this one, because the idea of permadeath isn't exactly a sort of a thing. But yeah, you play the Bergson family.
Okay.
A group of sort of guardians of
The realm.
the world, or guardians of like this sort of mountain and stuff, as a bunch of corruption seeps into their land and looks to annihilate life on Earth, for lack of a better word. And it is an entire family where most of the characters are playable. You've got Grandma Margaret; she's not playable. Her sons, her son's John, who's the first character you play as. He's like just your standard warrior, has a shield and a sword. And Ben, he's not playable because he's a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
You then have John's wife Mary, who's pregnant, so therefore not playable character, and their children, Lucy, Linda, Mark, and the one who's the rogue, Kevin. Kevin, that's it. I was about to say the one that I can't think of. They're all playable and they're all different. There are a couple of other playable characters that I haven't unlocked yet. I think one is Ben's ex-wife, and then another member of the family. So because they're this family, they have the ability to sort of, while seeping his corruption, get protected by some ancient spirit that sort of takes them back home when they're near death. So when they run out of health, they die like any other roguelike, but they get teleported back to safety just before the killing blow.
Like it's like an emergency thingy.
Yeah, effectively. But every character is unique, and every character has their own leveling tree with skills and stuff like that they permanently gain as they go through the game. Even if you fail a run, all the experience and money, or morve, they gain is permanent. They have a workshop where you can increase your armor and your swords and stuff like that to give permanent stat grades for all members of the family. And in addition, to sort of make sure that you're playing all the members of the family, there are 2 things that happen. One is they gain permanent skills when they hit certain skill point limits that are usable for every member of the family. And the other is, the further you, or the more times you use a person or a member of the family in succession, the weaker their health is on each subsequent run, so they have to rest. But yeah, like I say, John just does sword and shield stuff, and he sort of just like the family's tank. Take that into account. So Lucy, who's the tiniest member of the Bergson family, she is effectively a mage and just fireballs everything everywhere. But at that point, she's highly mobile, but she's squishy as God knows what. Kevin is kind of squishy, but he's like the family's rogue, so he uses daggers, and the way he attacks is, the more he attacks, the faster his attacks are.
Okay.
And then you've got Mark, who is like a sort of a Tai Chi expert, so he just uses unarmed attacks. So he's going to get hit a lot. So the way that it works for him is that every time he's hitting stuff, he gains like armor or pain resistance. So that when he gets hit, the more armor that you get, the less damage you take. And then there's Linda, who's an archer, so she can sort of fire and move at the same time with her arrows. And then I know that one of the characters has got a big dob-off sledgehammer. I haven't unlocked him yet, because the way that they do it is sort of interesting on how it sort of works. The first few characters are done after a certain amount of runs, whether you succeed or fail. And knowing roguelikes early on, you're gonna fail. That's how it works. So you get John and Linda in it straight away. Kevin you get after like some story plot points. So after a few runs, it's like, oh yeah, he's got these daggers and he knows how to use them. But his mum's saying, no, 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 you're not allowed. I love you and I don't want you getting hurt. And then a few runs later, gets persuaded. Well, the world's gonna end if we don't do it. So there we go. But yeah, I like it. It's got this like 8-bit style.
Mm.
Usual stuff though. The music is nice, and I like roguelikes. What's to say? Good roguelikes done good, which this is done good. So it works, and with the fact that you've got you've got a family of people that you're gonna learn everything about as they go along.
Mm.
It's sort of even better. But yeah, Children of Mortar, highly recommend. It's a thumb up.
Okay.
Be 2 thumbs up, but I'm keen in. So yeah, we've talked them games. And before we go on to the video game related quiz of the podcast week,
Okay.
did you get the brain teaser?
Nope.
So it was Africa, blank, wolf. I knew it would take a lot of time to get the sense
I
of.
forgot thinking about. I stopped thinking about it shortly after you said it.
Yep, same.
Well, the answer was Toto. It was a cheeky one.
Oh, Africa's Toto and
Africa, Toto, and Toto Wolff, who is a member of a Formula One racing team.
okay.
It does remind me. Right now, I'm going through Facebook, and something does remind me about some news I heard about Fall Guys.
Yes.
They're planning on using.
Fortnite's anti-cheat system.
Yes, from what I've heard.
Oof.
The best thing is that the reason I've come to this is the world's cheater in Fall Guys. It's just a video of some guy cheating.
Of course. I mean, I'd like to see. I'd like to get the opinion from someone who's played Fortnite to say how good their anti-cheat software is, but we don't care.
See, I've heard complaints from people who still play Fortnite about hackers and that in it.
So, I guess it's a sort of an unwinnable battle. You can't prevent everyone from cheating. There is no perfect system.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm watching a guy who's not cheating, but has found every shortcut in Slimefall.
Oh, Slime Climb, yeah, yeah. There's a way you could technically complete that in 30 seconds if you take every shortcut.
This is what this guy was doing it.
It'd be like effectively not just bouncing on the Dorito bouncy bit on the first level. It'd be doing it onto one of the sliding platforms, onto everything, onto the ramp with the balls, and then skipping a platform.
Have you heard what else is happening to people on the crowns on the climb?
No.
When you go to grab the crown, if you grab the top of it, you climb on top of it and fall through the middle.
That was apparently a bug at the beginning and has been fixed.
From what I've heard, it's still going.
Oh well, still it's a fun game. It's still fun. Still can't wait for season 2.
Starts not that far, is it?
A couple of weeks, yeah. It's like October. So yeah, look forward to that. So the quiz this week is Ryan's synonym quiz.
Okay, you might have to explain synonym to us.
The alternate version of a word. You go into a thesaurus and you want to use something to describe the word. You want to use a description word, like tree, but you don't want to use the word tree. So a synonym would be an alternate version of the word tree.
So what would be the alternative word for tree?
I don't know. I didn't think that far.
So I want an example now.
Log. Oh, that'll be a state of what happens to a tree.
Branched object. I don't know. But anyway, the whole point of this is that I've took a series of games.
He's made synograms with them.
They are big games. In fact, they've come from the top 50 best-selling games of all time, according to Wikipedia. So I wouldn't go onto the list, but yeah, there are 6 games, and it'll be a buzz in first if you know the answer game by saying your name.
Okay.
As a clue, later on down the line, I have also put the console or consoles that they're out for, just in case you need a bit of extra help. So remember, I've basically took 6 games, changed the words around so they've got different meanings, but they are synonyms of what the actual answer is.
Well, I think next time we do something like this, I think next time you should take a game
Mm.
and you give the basic explanation of that game ever.
Oh, just try and take it down to its like smallest components.
Yeah.
It has
Survive. Dinosaurs.
Ark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could get you on that. And it's like another one. Run fast.
Oh God. That could be any number of games.
That could be a number of things, but I assume Fallout. Fall Guys.
No.
Victory Runner.
Okay, Blue Run Fast.
Sonic.
Yeah, there you go. So okay. So here we go. There are 6 of them. Whoever gets the most points will get the win for the week, and everyone will be so happy. Steph won last week with the gift game, so he's the defending champion.
Okay.
In these rules I've just made up. Anyway, here you go. Here's your first game. Creature Passage, Recent Perspective.
Why does it feel like Animal Crossing? Stefan, Animal Crossing.
Okay, yeah. Do you know what the subtitle is?
Sorry, what was the rest?
Recent Perspective.
I don't know the full titles of any of the Animal Crossing games, so that's kind of not helping me here. I'm gonna look up Animal Crossing.
It's fine. You know what? I'll give you Animal Crossing. It was Animal Crossing New Horizons, the one that came out for the Switch.
Islands?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know the last name for them. See, this is where it's gonna get me here because I don't know either the full title or if you do stuff like that.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from, which is a shame because here's number 2, which also has a subtitle.
Oh, fun.
Ambitious Heist Vehicle Debauchery Center. This was a game for the PS2.
Say that again.
Ambitious Heist Vehicle Debauchery Center.
Payday.
Getaway. Black. The second one. Black. Something or other.
No.
D.
D?
No. It's not Getaway, is it?
No, it's not the Getaway. Steph?
I'm still saying Payday, but I don't think it is.
It's not Payday. I've replaced the words exactly as well, so it's not.
You replaced the. So it's another word that means heist.
Yeah, so another word that's
robbery.
Innocent, yeah.
What was the rest of it?
Ambitious. So ambitious heist vehicle. Oh, this is so. Oh, you're going to kick yourself considering how much you play number 5 of this game.
GTA.
Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
I was about to say either San Andreas or Vice City, but
yeah,
could have been Liberty City.
No, because Liberty City that would have been Liberty City Stories, which meant it would have needed another word.
True.
Grand Theft Auto in Liberty City, the 3D one was just Grand Theft Auto 3. Okay, number 3. Competitor. Oh God, I'm tripping over my own synonym. Now, Competitor Anonymous's Conflict Acreage. This game came out early access for PC and has then ended up on the next gen consoles. It is a battle royale game. Some people incorrectly consider it the first battle royale game.
Fortnite?
Dota. D. No,
D?
Dota isn't a battle royale, is it?
No, it's a MOBA.
Oh no. Stefan, PUBG.
I'll take it. Yeah, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's amazing how apparently the synonym for grounds is acreage.
That depends on the way you using the word of grounds. Ground
Hmm.
for acreage is actually
Yeah,
correct.
it's a
because
ground, isn't it?
If this is the ground you own, like the area, that's the acreage you own.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you. It's like conflict would have been easy on that. Battle, conflict.
Yeah.
An anonymous, unknown, you know. Competitor was probably a stretch, but anyway.
I just love the fact I didn't even say the full title is PUBG.
PUBG, it works. You know what? It works. Anyway, number 4, excavation technique. All one word.
Excavation.
This is
Stefan, Minecraft.
yes. I was about to say.
And then that technique, skill, craft. Got it. It was like I got the first word already. Mine, and I was like, is he another game? And Minecraft.
Yep. Yeah. I was about to say it has come out on everything, and everything. It is probably available on.
Don't do it. Don't
Tiger
give us
Electronic.
if I'm sat there with my eyes closed like this.
Yeah.
Processing each word.
It's great.
I'm still thinking in it. It's just like, yeah.
Uh,
My brain's trying to still work it out.
excavation synonym mine.
No,
Technique.
it's the whole cinnamon thing.
Skill, craft. See, I didn't go off the whole thing of when you said what technique was it?
Excavation technique.
Yeah, I didn't go off the technique. I went technique is skill, skill is craft, Minecraft.
Which is exactly how I went backwards when it came to thinking, oh, right, okay, craft is a skill, and the skill is a technique, and yeah. Right, number 5.
Stuff's one anyway.
Yeah, I've got 4.
Well, you got 3. Still, you can get
true.
points.
I've got 3 total, basically. One of them.
2 left.
Play for pride.
Come on, then.
Number 5. Cry of Burden, current clash.
Cry of Burden? Current clash? Why?
Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry.
No.
Damn it.
I wouldn't switch cry for cry.
And plus, you technically, for what you've just said, you switched devil for cry. Because you said cry. What was it again? Cry what?
Cry of Burden,
Cry
current
of Burden.
clash.
Burden, cry, sadness. No.
I don't know how cry actually came out on this one.
I'm not sure with this. I can't.
So again, this has come out on every.
Like crying or cries in cryogenics.
Neither.
Or would it be cry as like shouting?
Cry as in a Pokemon. So when it makes that noise,
That.
yeah, people would call it a cry. Other people would call it a. Use those things to get the ducks out. You know, it's a. It's a call.
Oh, D.
Yeah.
One Psycho Goose Game.
No.
No, it's call.
No, cry is call.
So yeah, that's what I meant by shout or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so
right, yeah, sorry.
So what was the other word?
So
burden.
It's cry of burden, current clash.
It's one of the Call of Duties, and it's not Call of, and it wasn't Call of Duty. It was Call of something else. Oh.
It turns out I'm an unfun evil twat, but I'm having fun. I want to put you out of your miseries.
You might as well, because I'm not looking this one up.
Modern Warfare.
Call of Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 6.
I knew it was a Call of Duty. I just couldn't remember which one it would be.
It's the one that spawned the brown shooter genre.
Well,
yeah,
I've got half
come
points
at me.
There 'cause I've got half points because you got to COD.
Yeah. Okay, your last one. Crouch Poach.
Crouch Poach.
Yep. This game came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
The Duck Hunt.
Yes. You got it.
You said crouch and then poach, and I was like,
Yeah, Crouch Poach. Yeah.
yeah,
To
Duck Hunt.
to duck is to crouch. Poach. Hunt.
Hmm.
Steph's like, why?
I'm not more saying why. It's more the fact that it's literally took the word as duck, not duck.
Yeah,
With
I
the
had to
finger.
do that. But
I don't know.
because there isn't a synonym for duck.
True.
There's breeds. But you know.
Is that a mallard?
Well, according to Duncan, a mallard's just a male duck, so have fun.
Yep, and he's still now forever immortalized in that meme. So yes, defending
one.
champion. You got 1D. Told you you'd get one. And Steph, you're still defending champion.
Mm.
I won't be coming back again. This is the way I'm leaving it. I'm retiring.
Retired champion.
I'm retiring. I'm hanging my belt up and never coming back.
Till next week.
Yeah,
the very
till
next
next week, where I am thinking I will be bringing the box game back.
Okay.
The box game?
The one where you have to figure out the covers from how he describes it. Like Final Fantasy.
Or I could do the distill the game down to its basic element game.
I like that idea.
I'll need to find some games. I'll do that. So yeah, until next week then. Please like, share, subscribe. You can watch on YouTube. You can listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You know the drill.
Mm-hmm.
You do. Like what Duncan's going to say, or like what Duncan said yesterday on the Better Together video. You see, time works mysterious ways.
That wasn't yesterday.
Well, it is now. It is in content-wise in terms of the Fire Emblem video he sent me. It came out yesterday.
Again, it didn't.
I'll be putting it out tomorrow.
That's about.
What was before, but after the
Timey-wimey. It's a
yeah,
little
timey-wimey.
You're ruining it for Ryan. You're ruining it for people.
But yeah,
Lovely, timey-wimey.
We're not your mother, but you know we'd like to be your friend. So, well, some of us do.
I was about to say Ryan's talking for some of us, not all of us.
I'm talking for some, not. God, you know, we're the most social, unsociable people you could meet.
I'm social.
You won't, but you could meet.
I'm social.
I'm trying to do my best water face.
If you're not an ass, I'm social.
So yeah, so as Dee is about to say, thank you for watching the podcast. Now get your shit and get out.
Yeah.
Have a nice day, everyone.
It's the most logical. It's the most logical.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, have a nice day. All right, we'll see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. My wife jumped on a menstrual cycle and ran my ass over. Yeah.
Okay.